Okay. All right. So it's recorded. Just let you know that. And how's like in Vietnam? How's Tina and Jan doing? You guys good?
Yes, we are good.
Okay. All right. So Jasmine and Courtland, back to you. Any question you have? Anything recap that we want to? Courtland, I think you new to us here. So any
Yeah.
question, anything specifically you want to ask us?
Nothing specific as of now. Just kind of trying to see what where the conversation goes. But how long have you guys been in business?
Viking Vietnam is over 20 years, and yeah, we have the factory in Ho Chi Minh City. And Viking Vietnam is really just a subsidiary of Viking Denmark. The parent company is a Denmark company, so they came to Vietnam so they can have a manufacturer and have the textile facility. But the headquarters is actually in Denmark. It's a European company. They're pretty well. They're pretty good with workwear, right? So mainly rubber wear, things that work on the ships and people, the Viking people, we think the Viking people work on, high sea and all that cold weather. So that's how they started out. And then when they get to Vietnam, of course, everything started jumping to, more like clothing and other material. But their specialty is really in workwear, protective gear, fire gear, thing in that nature. And we met Jasmine in July when she came to the textile trade show in New York City, and we really impressed with her idea about how to modernize the clothing that all the nurse and doctor at the hospital wear, and we think that have a lot of merit. So that's why we started out. But we more than happy to invite you guys come to Ho Chi Minh City any day, anytime. I'm based right here for them in San Diego, so I'm most likely is there European. I mean, there's America and North and Central America rep for them out here.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. 100%. Other than that, have you guys already spoke about like the materials and mixes and all of those things?
I think those are the things that we need Jasmine to send us, the tech package, because I know that she mentioned about these are the clothing that for the hospital. So therefore, there would be a lot more requirements. There's certain certification that you need to make sure you pass when you work in a very clean environment, right? And so those are the things that we need more information from you before we can decide, hey, we can build some prototypes, some sample for you and things in that nature. And we already make sure that, hey, if you need us to sign the NDA, if I believe that she work on the patent for all of those stuff, we absolutely have no problem, sign all the patent and protect all of your trade secret. We don't have any problem with that. Let me turn over to Viking Vietnam. Jan, the girl you see picture on the left side, she is the merchandising. She's pretty much as a director of sales for Viking Vietnam, and her assistant Tina is on her right there. Tina is really her English is pretty good. Both of them, their English is pretty good. But Tina is like her assistant, and definitely any question they have from the tech package, I probably would defer to them because to tell you the truth, I'm helping them, but I don't really know much about the detail of whatever you guys need to talk. Yang, do you have any question specifically for Jasmine or Courtland? Probably a good time to ask them.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Jimmy. So, in order to go next step, I would like to know more detail about your requirement, what kind of material, what kind of certification and state report you require. So our team here can research and find out the suitable and reasonable material for your request.
Yes. So remember, I think in the last meeting we had, I did explain that the fabric that I'm looking for was between nylon, spandex, and now adding rayon because I would like to look into rayon as well. Um, Originally it was the nylon and the spandex. So we're adding rayon onto it to see how the material, the texture of the material of rayon helps the nylon and the spandex, right? Um, Also, it's making sure that we have the antimicrobials, the finishings on the product to make sure that the doctors and the nurses are being protected from any blood pathogens and hazards, right? We know that. Also the care labels. We need the care labels, the hand tags. If packaging, if you guys also do customized special packaging as well. There was other Courtland jumping because I know sometimes I have like everything in my
Yeah,
head
I mean, I think that's the main thing, right? It's
and
obviously
just
just making sure that they can do those materials, and then
producing
also
what's
on the
designed.
yeah the design and all those things. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much the main thing. What do we think that it'll be any difficulty getting access to the materials that we're looking for? Is it going to be as far as the materials that she just said?
Actually, that's based on your request. Now, I think that the material is no problem with us. But may I ask, do you have the very clear information about the percentage of the composition? How many percent of nylon or how many percent of spandex or iron? So our team can show exactly what your requirement. Because you know that percentage is a little bit different, so the price also affected.
Correct.
Mhm.
So the percentage of the nylon was 77.5, and then the spandex was supposed to be 22.5, which I think I showed a sample to Jimmy when I met him
Yes,
at the
I remember this
convention.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, so that one is 77.5 nylon and 22.5 spandex, right? So that's a GSM. That the one I showed Jimmy was a GSM 310. So let's keep in mind, right? The seasons changes. So when the seasons change, the GSM changes as well. GSM
Mhm.
310 is good for, I would say, maybe the fall into winter, the winter. But when spring comes and summertime comes, the GSM must drop. It has to be a lighter weight because you don't want it to be heavy. So
Mhm.
when it comes down to that, we got to keep in mind that when we're doing, when we're going into the seasons, it goes by the GSM.
Yeah. Okay.
So what GSM's requirement do you have for spring and summer?
So as of right now, I received some swatches, which I haven't decided yet for the spring and summer. I did see one that was about 260 to 280, which was kind of nice because it wasn't heavy, which I kind of like, but I haven't decided exactly which GSM I'm gonna stick with as of right now. That answer, I can definitely have that answer for you. I would say in the next couple of days where I can email it to you and say, hey, for spring, this is what we're going to use. For summer, this is what we're going to use. For this is what we're going to use,
Right.
and so on.
Yeah, and also I want to follow up on the composition of the material. You mentioned about the sample that you show us, the 75, 77.5 nylon and 22.5 spandex, but that add up to be 100 already. Now you add rayon to it. So what is the rayon material? And then
So
we
the Vion is going to be different, right? It's not going to go into that, right? That's going to be like the signature. That would be for the signature scrub, right? My signature scrub. That using nylon and spandex only. Now with the Vion, that's where I'm having the back and forth with because I need to find out if Vion would be better in the sense, would it overpower, and to my understanding, yes, but would it overpower the nylon, right? And when I say overpower, I mean within the protection of itself for the doctors and the nurses. To my understanding, the Vion has more, it has more the anti-fluids on it to protect the doctors and the nurses versus the nylon. So I have to see how can I get maybe a sample where is rayon, nylon, and spandex mixed, and how much percent should it be for each? And I'm always open to feedback. If you guys, you know, are willing to provide the feedback when it comes down to those three mixtures, I'm always open to it to see, you know, what is the best option to go with.
Okay, all right. Look like they take a note and maybe they can make some recommendation for you. Now, what kind of certification, Jasmine, that you want us to make sure are compliant? Because maybe we can do that. We can know the compliant and the certification that you require. We can reverse engineer and say, okay, this material, it need to be, you know, meeting this standard. That may be easier for us as well. Instead of we recommend material, but then it might not meet your certification or your, you know, your expectation.
Okay, so again, my important requirement is the antimicrobials on the scrub,
Okay,
right? So to my understanding,
like bio.
some I'm not 100% sure. I'm still like, I know with nylon, certain nylons comes with certain antimicrobials, the fabric itself. I'm not 100% sure if that's accurate, to be honest, but I have received swatches that states that that swatch of nylon does have the antimicrobials. Um, I've talked to different people, and different people, like different manufacturers, tell me something different. I have another one that told me they have to actually add the finishings onto the fabric before producing the product, which makes sense, right? Because you don't want to produce the product and then add whatever you have. You will have to add it before producing the product onto the fabric. So, like for instance, four-way stretch, anti-odor protection. Um, there's a there's a list of things that can be added, but there's only a certain amount of things that could be added. So if, let's say, for instance, if I have a list of 10 things, out of those 10 things, I can probably only add 3 to 4 things, right?
Yeah.
You see the difference? So it's kind of like for each different design, as it starts, you know, as I start putting them out there, it would definitely be something added, but it will be in the same category, but adding something different to that particular scrub, right? Like for instance, we know in emergency room, they use scrubs, they order scrubs, right? But it has a specific antimicrobial on them. And they can't change that because they work in the emergency room. Everyone has to wear the same exact scrub. So it's basically like that.
So are there any certifications to selling hospital
So
clothing?
in the hospitals, I'm certified. I'm woman's own certified, right? I'm certified with the city. So what happens is it has to be medical graded. Once it's medical graded, and they provide me, if they do it, they have to provide me with that is medical graded.
Okay.
Like for instance, Jimmy, when you was explaining to me that you guys do the uniforms for like the firefighters and stuff, and you guys got to pass it through these machines to test it, that's what it's called, like the medical grading on it. And they're the ones that will provide that information, you know, that information to me that it was tested, it did pass.
Okay, perfect. And then as far as the I don't know if you guys have also talked about just the MOQ for the SKUs, but what would the MOQ look like for placing that initial bulk order?
Yang, you want to answer that question? He asked about the MOQ.
Firstly, the MOQ will be depend on the MOQ of the fabric. So in case we had a one project with the many different styles, so the MOQ, we can mix between the style in order to fit with the MOQ of the fabric. So for example, if the MOQ of fabric is 1,000 meter and you have 2-3 different styles, it can meet with the 1,000 meter. So it's depend on the consumption of the fabric also. It means that example, the one jacket we have one top we have the consumption around 1.5 meter. So 1,000 is approximately around 600 bits. So it will be okay with us.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was that? I didn't.
So basically, Courtland and Jasmine, our MOQ would depend on the MOQ of the material that we need to source for you, right? So the faster we can figure out the material and kind of like pinpoint maybe 2, 3 options of the materials, then they can chase it. What is the MOQ requirement for the material? Then they can get back to you, how many pieces that might need from you. But rest assured that, when we understand the material, we look at our vendor and they have the MOQ for that material as well. And that will be something that we just pass it on to you. Those are the restriction and those are the constraints that we face in, right? So the sooner that we can figure out the material, the easier for us to answer that question.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know with like scrub, a lot of scrub companies, they use polyester. I'm not using polyester. Polyester is $3 versus nylon that is $6, right? We know that. So this is why I decided to go with the nylon. Nylon is a little bit more expensive, which is $6 versus the polyester that you buy it for $3. So I definitely kind of know where's the pricing with that when it comes down to the nylon and the polyester. It's just making sure that did I send you guys the NDA? Did I ever send it to you guys or no?
I don't think so, right? Yeah, I don't think we ever get the NDA from
Okay.
Jasmine.
So yeah, so I'm gonna be when we hang up, I'm gonna send it directly to you. That way I can send you the tech packs and you guys can look at the designs, right? We need to start looking at the designs. That way you can have a better understanding on what's the vision here because it's bigger than what I explained to you. I'm just, we're just starting. So it's like, okay, I want to make sure that long term. I'm looking for something long term and to grow with, right? Obviously, this is why we're here now. But doing it the right way, doing it the correct way as I'm asking for the requirements.
What's usually the turnaround times for a bulk order? Let's say we were to do a bulk order of around 300 or 400 pieces or something like that. What would the turnaround time be for that product?
Yang, you want to answer that question? You still on mute, yeah. I think they have
So Jimmy, could you have to explain because Vietnam now is very heavy rainy, so I cannot hear well.
Oh, okay. Basically, Courtland just asked what is the turnaround time for the order, let's say, a couple hundred pieces.
Mm-hmm.
It will be between between 2 or 3 months, depend on the lead time of the fabric. So firstly, I will find out how is the lead time of the fabric first, and I will inform you maybe plus 4 or 5 weeks for production at our side on at on.
Right. Yeah. So Courtland, to summarize what Jan just said, it really depends on the sort of the fabric, but basically the production time, they need about 4 to 5 weeks, and then plus whatever the lead time that they be able to get their hands on the material, right? So typical, if they can get, let's say they get the material in a month, then the production run another month, then you might be able to get your hands on your product within like 2 months,
Okay.
2 months, 2 months and another week, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So about
If the material readily available, then you only, just count on the production time of about a month or so. Then, you can count on 5, 6 weeks, you can have your products.
okay.
If I provided you with maybe the company to where the swatch came from, the nylon, would you be able to look into that to see? Would it be easier that way that you're going to the direct company where they actually have the fabric at?
Yeah, it's okay. No problem, Jasmine.
Yeah, that's even easier for us.
Yes.
Yeah. If you can provide that source, that contact, that company for us to, then we can go. Where is it? Are they in China, Jasmine?
Yes,
Yeah.
in China.
They're in China, they're on the same, time zone, so they can work a lot easier that way than us with the 14, 15, 16 hour different, right? So
Okay.
yeah, if you can have action item here that I note another action item here. If you can provide the fabric sort to them, to Viking, then they definitely can contact and ask, what kind of lead time that we'll talk about here.
Yeah. Because what do you think, Courtland? 3 months is kind of like,
I mean, yes, it's definitely a long time. How I'm thinking about it is though, is it might not be like too painful because we're probably not going to be going through a lot of different SKUs. And so by the time, like it's time for us to like restock something or anything like that, like we're not going to be constantly dropping new products in a sense. Like every once in a while we will, but if anything, we might be dropping new products maybe quarterly, if that, like for the most part, we're going to be dropping the same things. And so, yeah, I don't think that would be like the biggest issue in the world, but timing for us will just have to be on point. We just will have to be ahead of the ball so we can make sure that we're on time.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
realistically, from the business standpoint, I think 3 months turnaround is a fairly quick time because you guys need to ramp up your marketing. You right, need to ramp up your, potential buyer or people interest, right? And then,
Mm,
we can definitely drop ship you the first production lots and you can send sample to people. There are many, many ways that we can do. I mean, first up, you need to get your website going. You need to get all the pre-order, or you can do some of this promo. There are plenty of things that you need to have done within that 2 months before,
I agree.
I have the
Yeah,
feeling that our material, I mean, the product might show up and you know faster than you're ready to launch. So,
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
wouldn't be too worried about like exactly like he just said. I wouldn't be too worried about that because I mean, honestly speaking, if we want to do it the right way, it's gonna take 2 months to market. To build a demand for that product. So, we can get it in as soon as possible. But if we don't have a demand for it, then we're not gonna. It's not gonna sell. So,
Correct.
um, yeah, we don't. I don't think we. It's not. I don't think that's gonna be a big issue. Just more
yeah,
so about.
and one thing that I can guarantee you about Viking Vietnam is that we really, really, when we quote you the time, we will deliver. We will deliver. We're not going to play the game and drag it out and ruin your schedule because that's not how we do business, right? We work with European, we work with Japan, we work with the US, the UK. So timing, they from Vietnam, but the way I coach them, we run like a American company. Time
Okay.
time
Mhm.
time wise, we really really on time.
Okay.
Yeah, we,
Okay.
we don't play schedule and delay and all of that jazz that you might run into a big company that you work with in China. That's something that you definitely can don't have to worry about it when you partner with us.
Okay. So, also with me providing the source, right, from China, I'm gonna take a picture of it, but the number and the email that is there, it's not their direct email or number. It was a middleman person from Manhattan,
Okay.
but the name of the company's name is in, I guess, their language. I would say that I can't really,
It's in Mandarin, probably.
Yeah.
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 So
So
They
you
this,
send
they
us.
they have
Yeah.
people can read Mandarin. You don't have to worry about that. Just
okay,
Yeah.
just source it
Yeah.
and we find people. I'm learning
Yeah.
Mandarin myself, so probably if it's easy, I can read. But there Brazilian Vietnamese people can read Mandarin, so you don't have to worry about
Yeah.
that.
okay. So I'll definitely send that, after this call, I'll send everything that we talked about, and then so you can speak again. We can start off with the nylon and the spandex, right? Because I'm gonna give you the source
Okay.
Yes.
information. Um, I'm gonna send the NDA so you guys can sign it. Then I can send you the tech pack so you guys can see the designs.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then you guys can let me know from there, like,
Mhm.
respond to the email, let me know what do you guys think, if there should be any changes. I'm just open to feedback. So
Sure.
don't be afraid to let me know what you guys think about it. I'm always open to feedback.
Sure.
I definitely believe in this product. I'm just like, I've been alone and now I have Courtland with me. So I'm excited that I have somebody that's, with me, able to assist me with this.
Mm-hmm.
But I guarantee you that if, everything goes well and we can, do business, this is going to be it's going to be a huge brand. Just with the vision and all the ideas that I have for the brand, for the medical scrubs garments. Now I'm talking about, I'm gonna bring it back and be the game changer of these medical garments with the designs.
Cool. We definitely can be here to support you. All right, let me recap the action item for Jasmine's and Courtland's side. You need to provide us with your GSM for the spring and summer when you got a chance to see more. Right now, you give us a range of 260 to 280, but we kind of need to narrow that number down. If you're okay
Correct.
with that range, we're okay with that too. Second is your send us the NDA and the tech pack we sign, and then you get the tech pack. So those two action items kind of go hand in hand, right? And also, you will send us the source for the fabric right now from China. Either that's in English, in Mandarin, don't worry about it. Middleman, we sort it out, we figure
Okay.
it out. And right
Perfect.
now, action item for Viking Vietnam. One, we got the chance to see your tech pack that we might make some recommendation what kind of, certification or what kind of, or we let you know what kind of certification that we already have when we provide healthcare, we provide product for healthcare customer in the EU market. So you can see that, okay, what do you need? What do we have? But I'm confident that whatever you need, we can go get certification to produce the right product for you guys. Yeah, we've been
Okay.
through this, so we know the process.
Okay.
As far as the, I know the bulk order takes around that 2 to 3 month mark. How long would samples take if we were to order, a few samples?
If we get the fabric, so the sample will be ready around 1 week later.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's just really about the time frame of getting the fabric. That's kind of the part that
Yeah.
takes
Yes.
time, just getting the
Yes.
fabric.
So I expect that we can receive your test batch soon, so we can clear everything, any bond. So when the fabric arrive, we can make the sample immediately.
Okay, sounds good. Okay,
Yeah,
so
we
that's
can
what
do
we'll do.
parallel. Yeah.
And then we'll go from there.
Okay. Got
That's
it.
that's what we pretty promised you at the trade show. You need prototype. We definitely can turn around in a week to 10 days, and we work with you around the clock and make sure that you got the right design. And while we get the right design materials come in, we can make you prototype and shoot it to you. So okay.
Okay. Perfect. Sounds
Cool.
good. So I think we're all on the same page now.
Yes. What other question that you guys have from New York? Courtland,
Um,
you in New York as well, Courtland, or where you
No,
located?
I'm in Georgia.
New Jersey?
Georgia.
Oh, Georgia. So
Yeah.
you probably Atlanta Falcons fan then?
Nah, I'm not an Atlanta Falcons.
Okay, so you in Georgia. Okay.
Yeah,
I have a question. Do you guys also do like the customized packaging for the medical scrubs?
probably my partner, maybe.
Yeah, did you hear that question?
About the packaging,
Packaging.
yes, we can handle. This is no problem. You just tell me what you want, so we
Okay.
can offer to you different option for your choose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. We do have partner on that thing too.
Yeah.
A lot of things we can do in-house. If not, we have partner that can get that thing done quickly. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Okay.
Okay. Any other
So
question from you, Courtland?
No, that's really it. I think we're good. I
Yeah.
think at this point it's just about getting you guys the tech packs so we can get quoted and kind of move from there.
Yeah. How about Viking Vietnam? Tú, you have any question for Jasmine or Courtland?
Yes, we have a question
Sure. Go ahead.
about the color of the fabric. Do you have the Bantam gauze or any specific color that you require?
So yeah, I do have the colors. I do have some colors to see if you guys can retrieve those colors, or they might have to be dyed, I guess, depending if they don't have it in the fabric, then I'm guessing it will have to be dyed. But I do have like the colors that I want it to come out with first. Correct.
So
So if you like, I can I can send that also in the email so you can see that way you guys
Yes,
have the
please.
colors.
Yes, please.
Okay, got it. And it's 4 colors that I'm starting out with.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Anything else from you, Yang?
No, Mr. Jimmy. So as soon as we get the tech back, and we will look deeply and we will research everything. And I believe that more questions will come
Okay.
after we have back.
Cool. All
Okay.
right. Perfect. So Jasmine, you can use the email that we use and reply to that and send the NDA. I most likely
Yes.
will be the one review the NDA for them quickly. But
Okay.
I signed so many NDAs in my lives, and I can advise them everything good or anything we need to change the mod. We can get that thing done, within the same day, so you can shoot the tech pack over to them. Okay.
Okay. I'll do it
Yeah.
now. Once I hang up with you guys, I'll send it now.
Okay. And then I review tonight. I let them know. Right now it's 7:30 in the morning their time, so it's still
Okay.
fairly early. But yeah, we
Yeah.
get it done today. Okay.
Okay, not a problem. Thank you.
All right, thanks everybody
Have
for
a good
Georgia
night.
and
Good
New
morning.
York.
Bye.
Have a good night, and I'm
Talk to
going
you
to make
soon,
dinner.
Jimmy.
Okay,
Thank
all right.
you.
Bye, guys. Hope to see you guys
Bye.
all in Vietnam.
Be well.
All right.
Okay, bye bye.
All right, bye for now.
Yes.